But he did very well in that one. Very solid play. Let's see if he can continue it, though, as it is far from over. We are preparing for our next map, and it's going to be a Sunny Lion choice, and they have chosen Infernal Shrines. I believe, if I remember correctly, other than Volskaya, this is one of SPT's actually lower win rate maps. Unfortunately, we no longer see win rates.
Yeah, very true. It used to be an okay battleground for them. Obviously, they are the 3-time champions, so their win rates across all battlegrounds is fairly high. But you're right, it's not as confident of a choice for them if compared to BOE or the Dragonshire. So, and we've seen teams, underdog teams, like Sunny Lion in this case, come back on BOE, because most of the time what comes true here for China is that teams are almost equally good in team fighting. When it comes to SPT, or what sets SPT apart from other teams in China is their original drafts. So they often come up with great ideas and their macro play, realizing where to be at what time on the map.
Uther banned out. That is unusual to say the least. It just doesn't happen in any other region. That is cool to see. And to be fair, that was really the only issue outside of maybe Falstad that SPT suffered the entire game.
Yeah, and let's face it, on Infernal Shrines, Falstad can be great, but he's by no means a first pick, I would say, by or even a staple pick by most teams. Like, there's just so many other ranged assassins that are considered to be better in the current meta. Although, I mean, I've always been a little bit of a defender of Falstad. I think, especially in the Eastern meta, we see a surprising number of successful Falstad. It almost worked for Sunny Lion in that game #1 if they had played it a little bit more cleanly and crisply. So, you know, let's not forget about Falstad up to this point just yet.
Hanzo is banned. Tracer and Maiev have been let through here. The two usual bans. SPT, what do they want? If this was open division, we'd probably see Maiev picked up first, or this, Malfurion, coming in first. This means that if Sunny Lion don't immediately pick up Tracer, SPT get it, and they get the best hero to go with it.
Yeah, the best support, that's for sure. They could even go for a crazy composition like putting a Tassador on top of it. Yeah, although that would probably put Melody C on that Tassador, so I'm not a big fan for SPT. It works for teams like CE, where they have KTY, who's not that much of a loss when put on that hero, but Melody C and losing the mechanics and the strong damage presence that he has is always, I feel, a little bit of a setback for SPT.
This makes the Uther ban make sense. It just immediately in my head now. Uther ban makes sense because they expect Sunny Lion to not pick Tracer because Malfurion is on the other side. They are, or at least removing Uther from Tracer Divine Shield, because then they can ban Stukov. If Stukov is not picked up now, which is not an ideal second pick, none of them are picked. Greymane and Garrosh starting off the draft for Sunny Lion. This should be a pretty quick Tracer pick for SPT, and then it's a question of just what else.
All right, like me some Garrosh, has been doing quite well today already. Greymane is a safe hero. You can never go wrong with that one, especially when it comes to playing on a map like Infernal Shrines, where there's plenty of mercenary camps to be taken, and even in the Shrine phase, his cocktails and the overall AoE damage from his Worgen form is pretty solid. Now, keep in mind that Greymane, if I'm not mistaken, is nerfed here a little bit. He has a longer cooldown on his Q swipes now, while in Worgen form, so although that doesn't really render the hero useless, I think it's still a pretty heavy blow for him to suffer from.
Indeed. We're on live patch, not on... we're on live patch, not on PTR patch is the best way of describing it. So all those nerfs that did come in on the live patch are in effect. So running the full time down SPT. Maiev and Junkrat. Tracer has been forsaken.
Now, Tetra, I do want you to imagine this, all right? So we're going to see Melody C on the Maiev. We're going to see Molly on that Junkrat. And we're going to see Soap on Zeratul. And then we're going to have the Cage Wombo Schmombo that KSV Black was executing during the Eastern Clash. We have the Warden's Cage, the VP, and then the Roots, and then the Junkrat Riptire. Good luck trying to escape from that. I
like it. The Thunderdome, as I like to refer to it, as we see that. Similar thing with Diva, with a Warden's Cage, but I think I came up with a nuclear pun for that, and I can't remember what that was. Either way, we see the Genji, and the Tracer being hovered over, but fearing that potential triple assassin composition that SPT could run, and it's very feasible for them
I was
to do
say,
so.
they need to ban Zero Tool. They can't let their Zero Tool go through.
But Zeratul, Genji, Tracer, pick your poison. Pick the tool of your destruction, Kendrick.
So the thing is, like, I mean, we could be totally wrong here, right? And Sunny Lion could have way more info and intel on the drafts of SPT than we could. But yeah. I think if they analyzed who's going to play which hero on the side of SPT, they didn't need to ban Genji. Because then they probably would have come to the same conclusion, saying that Melody C, if they want to go for that wombo combo, is probably going to play on that Maiev. And Soap will be on that Zeratul once again. So I think it would have been safer to ban a Zeratul here.
That's fair, but you could swap those. And I don't think that would be the worst thing.
I mean, so sure. Probably Melody C could play a Zeratul too.
Yeah, I mean, if you have Tracer on the other hand, that's where it starts to get interesting. Because then you have Soap on the Maiev, Melody C on the Tracer probably. And Molly on Junkrat. And there's the Zeratul ban from SPT here.
Interesting. So
they don't want that combo.
Yeah, I think the thought process behind the Zeratul ban, although Zeratul would have looked so nice for SPT themselves, is that if they hand it over to Sunny Lion, then all of a sudden for all that Warden's Cage, Riptire action, they would have had a pretty sweet counter if Zeratul just shuts down and VPs one of those heroes before they use their respective abilities, and all of a sudden all momentum would have been gone. So interesting mind duel here, mind thoughts, mind games being played between the two.
So Sunny Lion. Their next two picks, they have Garrosh. Nice and safe. No issues here. This is a more reasonably sized map. Falstad works. Solo laner. Sonya. Very safe style here. No support yet, but Stukov's open, so they're pretty comfortable, and it's very unlikely we'll see a double support from SPT due to how long that's been out of the meta.
Now, this is interesting. While Falstad is great when it comes to disengaging and keeping engaging heroes like a Maiev or a Diablo, etc., at bay, the gust timing will be crucial here, because if it lands into a Warden's Cage, all that's going to happen is the enemy that the own targets are probably still not going to be able to run away because of that bounce back. So the bounce back of a Warden's Cage could actually nullify the value of a gust. So it's going to be cool to see which one reigns supreme, the capturing potential of Maiev or the disengage potential of the Falstad.
We will have to see, as main tank is the only thing really required by SPT. That's the only we need this thing. So that could be just pretty much anything. Malthael and Diablo. Diablo very strong on this map. Potential percentage damage. One of the few heroes who I think actually has a pretty reasonable matchup tank-wise versus Garrosh.
Yeah, and this is, of course, Misaka special, played it during the Eastern Clash. Did quite well given the odds that China didn't look too well in general against Korean teams, but SPT probably looking the sharpest, looking the strongest against, you know, teams like KSV Black and such. Blossom, yeah, Tempest. So let's see. There's percentage damage, as you said, level 13 and 16 for Diablo. There is, of course, Malthael. So Garrosh automatically has to play a little bit more passively than he normally would have.
And Stukov. Unsurprising in terms of supports. So, every time there is a Maiev in the game, let's count the wombo combos. Twilight Dream, Riptire, Tormented Souls, Apocalypse, even Lightning Breath, but unlikely. So, that is quite frankly horrifying if you are on the side of Sunny Lion. Sunny Lion, on the other hand, very much a more controlling style build. Garrosh, they have Falstad for map control and globe and laning potential. They have a solid composition. They might just attempt to do a play the map style.
Yeah. And we all know that SPT is one of the few teams in China that excels at macro game compared to other teams, like the One, for example. Although they are currently the second seed of China, although the One performs quite admirably in most of their games, they just can't seem to handle all that map pressure. We saw that in the series against CE. Despite winning team fights over and over again, it was CE that came out on top here. And I fear that Sunny Lion, they could suffer from the same fate. At least, I do have to say that they have a Falstad, which is awesome. Global heroes already give you a little bit of a boost when it comes to soaking, when it comes to making up for early losses.
It's very true, and this is something that Falstad can do. And with no Zeratul on the board, that's actually a lot easier. Zeratul might have been a good hero, as we saw in the last game, for punishing a Falstad for those kinds of reasons. So it is interesting. They have solid solo lane in the form of Sonya. They have solid global soak in the form of Falstad. The solo lane will be matched with Maiev, and the Falstad is going to have to be punished by Diablo roams, I think.
Yeah, Diablo, I'm so curious to see how well the Lord of Terror is going to fare in this game. There is a little bit of tank trading available for Sunny Lion as well. Curse Bullet, Giant Killer later on for Falstad as well. Let's see how well they can apply those tools. Sunny Lion represented by Pau on that Stukov. Jaina plays Falstad again. Feed B on Greymane. Wildlight going for the Sonya, and first on the Garrosh.
And on the right-hand side, currently 1-0 up, it's Super Perfect Team with Molly on Junkrat, Melody C on Malthael, Misaka on Diablo, Soap on Maiev, and ZZH is playing on the Malfurion. I'm wondering if we should emphasize capital letters in ZZH's name, which means he would be ZZH.
Don't do that in China, though. They've got some of the craziest spelling I've ever seen. Feed B!
That is true. Yeah, it would be Melody C. You just have to emphasize the capitals. For now, as we see Garrosh looking for stacks, unable to acquire some as of yet.
All right, Season Marksman, as expected for the Falstad, going for a sustained DPS build, which is so great against high HP warriors that don't have a lot of mobility, like Diablo here. Diablo trying to soak it up a little bit, went for the Devil's Due, of course, so globes are going to be his best friend. Melody C already such a good lane matchup here against the Sonya too. Malthael, despite the recent changes to Sonya, making her stronger than almost ever before, one of the few heroes that can actually best her in lane quite handsomely.
So immediately finds Feed B, but Feed B just runs at him and deals a lot of damage. No flips into the root, and in fact, Pau able to zone everyone out with that silence. Good start for Sunny Lion.
Yeah, the silence was crucial there, otherwise Diablo would have been able to flip Garrosh back. And although Garrosh is very tanky, maybe that could have been the end of him, because by the time he was flipped over, Soap probably would have had another Umbral Bind, and then he would have been even further back, and I think that could have been an easy first blood then for SPT, so really smart decision making, good reflexes there too. Now, Nicious Memento, by the way, no shenanigans here for Maiev, so going for the same old build.
Maiev able to leap out of first flip as well, not going to get hit by that Wrecking Ball. Once again, trying to get Feed B, but not happening because Feed B just charges at you.
The roots were a little bit misplaced here by ZZH. If they had been placed a little bit more to the left, that would have been a beautiful overpower root combo here against Greymane, which once again could have been the end of him. And although ZZH is a formidable support player, that happens every now and then. So we see on a Pale Horse, once again for Malthael, allowing him to rotate much more quickly. You wouldn't believe how much of a difference the increased mount speed makes unless you tried yourselves.
Yeah, rotational abilities from it can be huge, and you can in fact see him rotating between mid and top currently. He's going to have to spend a little bit more time top, as you can see a small Fallen Shaman camp was taken. Sorry, Shaman. Nice tackle, looking for Feed B, pulling him in, but once again, Stukov with the rescue. Misaka nowhere to go. Look at that, the side's still there, cutting off the only escape route, just in case, and preventing anyone from chasing.
Wow.
But the counter kill, Melody C and Soap picking up the kill on Falstad.
1 for 1. I think Diablo and Maiev actually had a little bit of anti-synergy there. They looked a little bit indecisive of who wants to throw / Umbral Bind first, and Maiev actually not running towards the opposite side early enough for that tether in. However, though, trading 1 for 1 is okay. Not the best of outcomes, but certainly not the worst one either.
Completely agree here. As Sunny Lion grabbing their own Kazura camp, those Impalers pushing it in the middle lane will be a little bit of a distraction, but Malthael is on the way, and that will make this not the worst. This can be dealt with without too many difficulties as Falstad arrives, giving the numbers advantage on the actual objective over the Sunny Lion for the beginning.
Yeah, and Malthael is trying to get a little bit more value in the middle lane. Long range poke is strong with Junkrat and the Avatar's Vengeance of Maiev. So, SPT, they managed to maintain a very solid and healthy lead, 19-17. However, Sunny Lion, due to the fact that they have 5 people here, is catching up so rapidly.
Moving in, here comes a beautiful Umbral Bind, but the silence is great. Completely zoning and ruining any chance of SPT picking up the kill. But now they're moving in, looking for first here, targeting him down. There's the tackle, but first tanking through, but he's out of healing. Here comes the counter kill attempt. Feed B able to get the kill here. Jada, though, beautiful route by ZZH. And that's
37.
another kill. Twilight has nowhere to go. He's trying to race it down. 2 to go. Whirlwind picks it up. And Twilight has given his life for the objective. He will avenge.
Wow.
No way. No way he gets out. I refuse to believe. Malfurion chasing down. There's the root. Junkrat damage. There's the mine. And finally finish him off. Full team wipe, technically.
The thing is, I think Twilight could have actually survived. I think he could have survived. He chose a minion that was so close to him to get a mini spear out of it. If he had chosen a minion that was further away from him, he would have covered more ground, potentially allowing him to escape. Either way, though, he bought a lot of time, which meant that SPT couldn't use full force to defend against that Punisher. And as a result, both teams still remaining relatively close to one another in the overall XP count.
Also, Malfurion just died. Another kill going over to Sunny Lion. Yes. 3 kills to 6 in their in the favor of SPT, to be fair. But with the first objective going over, that opens up bot lane. It does a little bit of damage over the wall.
Oh my goodness.
Is actually first is just going to eat all these. Okay, but Molly does survive, and that's the important bit there.
Oh, I was worried for Misaka a moment there, but he had the overpower and used it in the right manner to basically prevent Gareth from body blocking him into that narrow choke point. How? Okay, so level 10 is getting closer and closer for both teams. China definitely delivering here. A little bit of early game mayhem, a little bit of chaos. Not the cleanest of execution, but that's why we love casting it for you guys. More action than in China. You're probably not going to find anywhere else.
Molly pulls back. Not going to get himself caught out. You can see the Groundbreaker not landing this time. Stacks are going pretty well, I'm pretty sure, for first. Better, as apparently, for Misaka, who finishes Black Soulstone, giving him a big chunk of health. And Melody C, off camera, won a clutch duel versus Falstad.
Melody C showing the Birdman who's boss, and if you think about it, Falstad is actually, oh, the juke on the spear is so good. Wildlight hitting thin air, that's the only thing he got here, but he still gets away to safety. The cleanse not good enough here, doesn't take care of tosses, only stuns are affected by it. Yeah, but yeah, the thing is, Falstad, and especially, hold on, self-unstoppable, very nice. So normally Falstad is a good counter to Malphite, right? But unfortunately, Jaina went for the wrong build. He didn't go for the static shield. If you go for that shield, you can punch through the poison damage that Malphite will apply on you. But without that build, it didn't really go so well.
Yeah, even the Mending Strikes are actually countered here by Touch of Death that Malthael took.
Yeah.
Malthael, you can also see, holding his level 10. I wonder what he's waiting for. Oh my god. Leap and Hinterland Blast coming in from Sunny Lion. No chill at all. We see Warlord's Challenge, Cursed Bullet, and it's going to be Stukov holding his heroic. I expect that's because he's waiting for Malthael. No, he does just go for the Flaming Swipe. I thought if he might be waiting for Malthael, he went for the Tormented Souls and just massive shove him away.
Whoa, maximum bravery coming in here for Sunny Lion with the Hinterlands Blast Leap. Blowing things up is going to be their motto in future team fights. And you know what? Against a sustained healer like Malfurion, who doesn't have the big numbers, who doesn't have a Divine Shield, I think that could be the one way for them to maybe surprise a squishy backliner like Junkrat, like Malfurion himself. He doesn't have access to Ice Block just yet, so if they want to pull the trigger, they better do it before 13.
Even Malthael, if they can land this, could be a beautiful target. He's currently miles away, so that's not ideal.
Yeah.
Falstad also pretty far out. He could be, in theory, he doesn't actually need to be that near. The Hinterland Blast has an incredible range, so can actually do this. As we see Sunny Lion using the fear of this combo to actually take positioning on the objective and managing to get it at a minimum up to 13.
Okay, here comes Malthael, though, on his horse, on the Pale Horse. Are they going to be able to win the team fight?
Tormented Souls moving into the back line. The Tire does some damage. ZZH gets taunted in by Garrosh, who's tanking through. BBD down. There goes Maiev in the counter to the Junkrat, doing too much damage, though. Silence to give them a chance to escape, and it's a 2-for-1 in favor of SPT.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't really get to see that many resets on the queue of Fan of Knives for Soap, but either way, the damage has been dealt. Garrosh and Grayman are no more, and without that, I don't think there's much the Sunny Lions can do. Meantime, SPT is trying to turn on the heat, trying to get as much structural value as possible to have a stronger Punisher in the meantime. So, you know what, Tetcher? I would have loved to see a Tormented Souls here.
I mean, it did. It happened.
Oh, wait,
it went into the back line.
Sorry.
You have to. He just went into the back line and did a fair amount of damage. Just There was also a hell of a lot else happening with Apocalypse and Hinterland Blast, and I think Leap missed, I'm not sure. 3-man Warlords challenge. A lot happened in that fight. You are forgiven for not seeing it.
So I was going to say, like, if it hadn't been the Tormented Souls, for example, then I think there was no excuse for Maltha dying that early, because he basically didn't really pick a self-sustaining ability here. With the Lost... with the Tormented Souls, I'm just super confused right now. He managed to stay alive for a little while, but it wasn't enough to keep him alive. It's all that burst after all.
And here we see the classic defensive style of Not by Sunny Lion, just letting the Punisher push in, so it's going to go up to their tier 2 so they can defend it in a little bit better position. Leap used as an escape by Wildlight. Long cooldown, but better doing that, I would say, than actually losing the XP here.
Yeah, that was a cheeky escape. Not the most ideal, not the most efficient way to use it, of course. But hey, you better have a Sonya that has cooldown on Leap than a dead Sonya.
We see the Groundbreaker once again being used. Phoebe D found himself on the other side of the wall thanks to Junkrat. Takes the long way around to rotate safely. Very smart. They move in. Lovely silence by Stukov once again, disrupting the push potential of SPT.
All right, SPT turning things up now. They're about to get serious here. More than an entire level lead here. 16 is going to come in much more quickly for them. I think Sunny Lion, they need to make something happen, but they're actually the ones who are getting engaged upon with so many tools like the Hinterlands Blast, the Leap, or the Taunt here against 3 people. They can make something happen.
That was disastrous by SPT, but they're still able to recover. The Riptire shreds the members of Sunny Lion, and it's a 1-for-1. But that was all. Oh, the Concussion Mine saved. Okay, so what we just saw there was the duality of Concussion Mine.
Yeah.
What, for starters, Junkrat using a Concussion Mine to isolate a target. Who does he get? Worst possible choice. Garrosh, 5-man Warlords challenge. Doesn't get the gets the kill on Malfurion, nice and easy. But what we then saw was the Concussion Mine saving him from the Leap. We get to see it again here. You can see him thrown in. 4-man hit there. Hinterland Blast from above, hitting everyone. But they're able to escape thanks to the Warden's Cage, and the Riptire picks up the counter kill as well. So close.
Last remaining Warden, did you see that?
The what, sorry?
The last remaining Warden in that cage, by the way, prevented Falster from chasing down that Diablo. So cool.
That's cool indeed. So yeah, the duality of Concussion Mine there. Sometimes it's your best friend, sometimes it's your worst enemy. It's like a Stitches Hook.
Like a Stitches Hook. Very good comparison. We see 16 now hitting Overpower, and Domination, double Overpower is here now for Diablo. And this is where the Lord of Terror becomes the Lord of Dooming people. When he finds someone like a Garrison and choke point, there goes one stack. He's going to chunk down, almost one-shotting every single hero in the game, with the exception of most warriors. Let's see what this power spike means for SPT in those future team fights.
Yeah, my Evil's looking for the target, not able to land it this time, but is still prepared for those hard engages. Because Twilight Dream, still available. So is Leap and Hinterland Blast, though. So be careful. This could be potentially risky.
All right. Sunny Lions, they're starting to get with their backs against the wall here. Only the keeps remaining. Falstead doing what he can to save that top lane, trying to keep those mercenaries at bay. But I don't think they can give up this one shrine here. True, there is still a fort in the bottom lane. True, they could probably defend it, but you know, the team fighting potential for SPT is just so huge right now. Apocalypse is ready, Warden's Cage is there as well, Riptire, all the weapons are available, even Twilight Dream. The only thing that they're still going to have to wait for a little bit longer is the Tormented Souls.
They're moving forward, and then once again, Garrosh continuing to harass. First, continuous harassment. This is good for him. It means he preloads his shield, making it much harder to kill. Falstad arrives. They are prepared for the combo. Looking for it. Warden's Cage. Lovely lead. CC Cage out of... He's not hit by the Hinterlands. Moves forward. Twilight Dream hitting 2 members here. Moving forward and shredding the members of Sunny Lion.
No,
but Falstad still at full health. Looking to get the counter kill onto Molly. Chasing through with Twilight. But a lovely tackle here. Shadow Charge. Misaka with the rescue mission. There's the route. And bye Twilight. And SPT full team wipe for nothing.
I can't believe how many low health escapes we had in this one team fight. Pay attention to the health bars of SPT. First, ZZH marching out of that Hinterlands blast. So huge. Now, Diablo escaping with just a sliver of health. Now, watch Molly dropping so low already. Watch it. One more auto attack. Nope. Denied. And this was so close for Sunny Lion to work out. In the end, it was not meant to be. SPT's playing this so smartly as well, leaving the shrine to 39 so they can take down the fort without the help of the big bad boy that is the Punisher. They're saving it all for the keep in the bottom lane. They could even, if they were really, really cheeky and patient, could wait for level 20 and then destroy that last skeletons. But nope, they want to have all the momentum going in their favor, and they're marching towards the bottom lane.
That could have been so different. If Falstad had just been quicker on that trigger with the Hinterland Blast, they maybe could have moved in and killed Malfurion straight afterward. Yeah. That would have prevented the Twilight Dream, and that would have absolutely prevented the turnaround. That could have been such a different fight. But on the bright side, Leap and Hinterland are already back. In fact, all the heroics of Sunny Lion are back. Punisher has used its stun. SPT looking to try and blow it up before any of that else can happen. Free-man Hinterland Blast, beautifully done though. Riptide gets destroyed. Apocalypse in the great position, grabs two members. Leap on the backline. Punisher though for the counter. Twilight Dream getting a huge hit on Sonya, who is focused down. Drops the shield, keeps herself alive. Greymane rolling back, saving himself. The silence hitting three members. It's a 2 for 0. Twilight dropping low, dodges the root. Punisher is being taken down, and the keep will survive. Sunny Lion, clutch defense.
There's nothing more fearsome, there's nothing more dangerous than a threatened animal, a caged animal. The lions, they roar, they stay in the game, and SPT would look like a 100% guaranteed keep, with level 20 being so close, with the Punisher, with all the heroic abilities being available again. They just couldn't make it work. First, actually trying to go super deep for a potential assault, and it looks like they get it onto Molly. The taunt and the silence is huge, and the Lions, they're riding momentum all of a sudden.
They're looking for more. You see the Hellgate used by Misaka just for escape tools here. Able to pull back and get himself into a safer position. As Sunny Lion, I mean, that was a great comeback, but this is still their first fort of the game. It's still going to take them a while, but this is all XP that leads them towards their level 20.
And what's most important here, Tetra, is that the bottom keep is still standing. They don't have to worry about cheeky catapults proving to be such a menace here. Sonya, by the way, so tanky. She doesn't even have the Wrath of the Berserker. He has the leap, and there goes the Hinterland Blast on top of it. ZZH needs to run for his life.
He's slow. Twilight is slow, though. Lands the spin. It's a 2 for 0 currently. Finally,
what is going on here?
3 for 0. Soap getting chased down. Lovely taunt. No teleport for you. Getting silenced. And what is going on here, Kendrick? Sunny Lion are crushing through SPT.
They are crushing the 3-time China champion here right now. SPT is in full disarray. They are not grouped right now. They're not on the same page. They're losing team fight after team fight. Level 20 has arrived for their opponents as well. They're on the brink of getting a keep for themselves here, and that could be a blow that SPT may not be able to recover from.
This could also be the throw, the overextension from Sunny Lion. They have very few minions, only a mercenary cap. Minions are still a little bit out, but 20 seconds for Malfurion, 24 for Maiev. Riptide coming in just to delay. Riptide gets killed off as the keep's getting focused. That Fallen Shaman, summoning all of those Hellhounds to buy time, and that's enough for the keep to be taken.
And Greymane is getting more and more stacks here on that Wizened Duelist here. You could really see how 2-3 attacks were enough to destroy a Riptire. That is insanity. And even without, you know, them having all heroics available, they were just able to take this keep on the top lane so easily. And now, of course, we have the Blunderbuss, which causes the AoE attack. Oh, never mind. There's another team fight. A double kill with a Hinterland Blast.
Upgraded Hinterland, the double throw from first as well. Interrupt Molly. ZZH getting chased down, trying to kite. Gets knocked up. ZZH down. Full team wiped by Sunny Lion. They move to top. Only Malthael has the chance of reviving, I think. Oh my god, they're actually dying to towers. Okay, well, they're alive. Still got to heal them.
They are alive. They did have to go for a really unlucky position there through keep and through the keep towers and the fort, slowing them down, dismounting them. But in the end, the death timers at level 20 Tetra are too long. This is going to be it. It is a tied series. Sunny Lion, they take down SPT, the big top dog of China, in glorious combat and spectacular fashion. The team with 2 new members on top of it did what many teams before them couldn't. They tie out a series and they snatch away a point from SPT.
Sometimes all it takes is one well-executed wombo combo and